I'm starting to tell you guys the facts. I'm trying to be like, ah, you know, there's this much of them. I'm like, how much is it though? Because I haven't said this in a little while. Post those links in the chat for you guys. Give them a link, give them a click, give them a check out. Let me know what you're thinking. As you go into game number 1 of Cass and Hellraiser. Let's go start off with a proxy to the bottom right hand side. Setting his SUV across the map, the blue Terran from Starcom is Cass. Going up against the green Protoss player. To the top left hand side, Hellraiser from Wolf's Lair. Very early probe scout from Hellraiser after the pylon actually, so he's going to see the lack of a barracks very early on. As Cass calls, have fun and good luck. So seeing the lack of a barracks very early on in this year, Hellraiser will already be pretty well aware of kind of what's happening. That racks is set over here. Of course, we have seen a lot of Terran players just hiding their racks in other locations like down here and then floating it back into the main later just to try and force an overreaction from the Protoss players. That's what we saw Euthermal doing against Hellraiser a little earlier on today. As pylon drops down, Hellraiser was doing this against Euthermal as well, blocking off this barracks positioning, stopping that from being a thing. As you see the Zealot now on the way up, currently being chrono boosted out. The cybernetics core from Hellraiser being dropped down as well, and just getting that up and rolling. So as that cyber core coming through a factory, also proxied from Cass, so he's going to build everything across the map. And of course Hellraiser will still see the lack of anything in this main base, the lack of a factory build, and all of this. It's obviously pretty good info for him, as the barracks will move to build a tech lab. The single marine that's been made is going to go home. But that means there's only going to be a marine, and obviously the Zealot is going to be able to get in towards the main base because there is no wall off here. So I'm not sure a single marine's really going to make the difference, as that's going to be a cyclone eventually, but obviously will take a little while to get there. Marine will get that probe and will start a fight against the pylon, but let's see what this Zealot can do, see how much damage it can find, because I feel like there's a fair amount of potential with this Zealot of Hellraiser to kind of get a little bit of damage dealt. I mean, the pylon stays up, so again, that's not an issue. He's just going to sit here and fight against the supply depot. I mean, there's no buildings here, right? So the only thing that's going to be of concern is that single marine, which can kite, but already takes one hit. And his SCVs can get us around now, but actually the Zealot does slip through and gets... Oh, the slot... Oh, no. Kills the marine and is in the gap in the mineral line, which means he is just so difficult to actually attack. And the Zealot is going to get a lot of damage. And the SCVs are going to go around different directions to try and fight this. And in fairness, it's actually good micro out of Cass to keep some of these SCVs alive. Wow, he actually does a very good job. Zealot is really minimizing what it does. But now an Adept and a Zealot show up, and yes, there's a Cyclone across the map. This Adept will get locked onto pretty much immediately. The Zealot gets surrounded, but again, even just the Adept here is starting to deal a lot of damage. The Adept might get surrounded too, but this is what, 7 workers killed? Going up towards 8 workers killed now. 9 workers, 10. Wow, and the Adept obviously shades back as well, so the Adept stays alive. Cyclone does go into the main, and, well, okay, Cass is just going to type out GG right there. Hellraiser will take a very fast game number 1, 3:30 on the clock. As Hellraiser takes a very quick game number 1. Cass just letting that Zealot in, and that Zealot had a very good time making things happen and just killing off anything that was in its reach. To the top right-hand side, our blue Terran player. This is Cass. And to the bottom left-hand side, our green Protoss is Wolf's Lair's Hellraiser. There's this probe arriving up here in the next couple of moments. Going to jump in towards the main and start nibbling away at the SCV. What's up, Jibs? How you doing? I'm good, buddy. How are you? Life's good. Nothing too crazy. How you doing? Probe has obviously just been a little bit of a nuisance here wherever possible in the very early stages. SCV is going to come in and fight against it. There's the Reaper on the way out from Cass. And you do have the Nexus dropping down already from Hellraiser back at home. Much more regular game number 2 to kick off and continue this series. Work is pretty much it at the minute. Honestly, I'm just pretty busy casting and not much else. I was at Home Story Cup a weekend ago or so. But, yeah, just trying to focus on the stream. Wolfgate on its way up. Tacker stuff comes in with the 1 bit. Thank you so much. You see me streaming every day? I've not been as great at streaming every day lately, but last week I was actually really bad. So some stuff happened and I had to sort it out, and I wasn't having a good week, so we took some time out. But we're back, and December is pretty busy. I think I'm not streaming on Friday, but other than Friday, I think we're streaming like almost every day in December. It's gonna be busy, put it that way. I think for this Friday I'm not streaming, and next weekend I'm not streaming for a day because I'm having a party. So yeah, it's like, you know, it's pretty busy for the most part. Adept is gonna take on a couple of Hellions here. And as the Adept does shade, and Hellions continuing to fight against that Adept is actually gonna be able to kill it off, so nice. But obviously Cass then has to take the Hellions back into the main base to get repaired. Starport is up, and Proxied as well, getting that medevac going, so this Hellion drop is getting ready to go. The 4 Hellions will be moving out in just a moment. And in fact loads up to start boosting towards that main base. The 4 Hellions going to be dropping in the next few moments. You get ready to unload here, and well, that pylon's going to get pretty good vision already. An Immortal and a Stalker in position, as we do see the Hellion is going to be Hellion drop is going to be getting a few probes here. 7 workers so far, and still 3 Hellions alive to make it 9. 1 more shot. Oh, 2 more shots get 12. Very good attempt here in the end by Cass. 12 workers killed early game. And Hellraiser, that'll definitely slow him down a little bit and put a little bit of a slow down on anything he was really planning in this, so that was nice by Cass. Medevac drops this Hellion back off, which moves back into the main base. I mean, it's just 1 Hellion, but might even get 1 more probe. But Hellions don't really obviously transfer very well into later game TvP, so better if you can get another kill with it now, it's much better than anything else that Hellion's likely to do. I mean, I guess there's a couple of situations where the Hellion can maybe scout around or something, but for the most part, I think another probe is just as useful, as we do see the 3 Stalkers and the Immortal moving towards the main base. Cyclone and a couple of Marines here. And as we do see the Immortal and the Stalker dropping down, Marine push back towards the ramp there to begin with. 5 more probes going down as the Liberator shows up. Cass is having a very good time harassing away, but does he have the units to defend at home? Because now these couple of units from the pros play really have the opportunity to get quite a lot of damage done as well. The Cyclone goes down very quickly, and this is where the SCVs will start to be pulled in. Another tank pops out. It will be pulled back to safety. That Immortal is super low. 5 SCVs killed, though, and it does make up for at least the damage the Liberator has just dealt. As Hellraiser will still be down by 4, so still Cass looking pretty good here in this game number 2. Gravitic Drive being chrono boosted on the Robo Bay. We're going to see the Disruptor is being chrono boosted out as well. Stalkers, Immortals, just all coming back home now, as we're going to be seeing a couple of engineering bays coming up here. Scan comes down, Observer gets picked off. And a couple of tech labs going to be finishing up on these barracks. So, a couple of tech labs finishing up on the barracks, as we are going to be seeing the Disruptor drop coming across the map and looking to see what's going to go on. Going to get into position here to try and get a few SCVs. There we go, Disruptor drops straight into this middle position, and 3 workers so far. Nothing too crazy. What was the Protoss upgrade? That's gravitic drive. That's the warp prism speed. It makes the warp prism move faster. It's very commonly seen, actually, if you open with a disruptor in a prism, because the ability to move around is obviously very potent with that, and it really helps the warp prism be super annoying. You zoom in, boom, you kill some workers, and you zoom out. And it's pretty great. Very frustrating to play against. Is oh no, Disruptor picks up what, 11 Marines? Oh my god. And this is how Hellraiser wins game 2. That was crazy. I mean, lots of damage done there. Obviously, it's not actually the end of game or anything, but that is a big turning point because Hellraiser needed something to make up for what has been not a very strong economic game for himself so far. Warp Prism going to be coming in towards the main base. The Stalkers and Immortal. Colossus as well coming out across the map. Disruptor shot comes off and picks off a singular Marine there. So one Marine going down as, again, tanks will on siege and get ready to start pushing out and across the map here. Stalkers, a Colossus, a few Zealots and an Immortal. All getting set up here. A couple of Marines getting picked off. There's the tank sieging up. We'll be able to fire away onto those Zealots there, as we do see this Orbital Command is going to be taking a few shots as well. Disruptor unloads and is going to be moving forwards just to, well, I mean, boom, gets the siege tank kill and gets the other one super low enough to poke in. And that tank goes down instantly. Cast struggling to get towards his third base here. Well, Hellraiser is obviously on the map. He's just sat at home. Third Nexus on the way up. No worry in the world. Nice scan though. Gets the Observer. And now it's a bit more difficult for Hellraiser to know where he should throw his Disruptor shots to. Oh no. Another nice Disruptor connection there. That's a 24 kill Disruptor right now. That's crazy. Units lost tab. Resources lost is 3.7 to 1.6k. Units lost is very, very favorable. Apart from all those workers, look at how much that Disruptor's done. It's killed so much here. It's crazy. WardiBot, why are you using a command that I told you to stop doing? Ay. WardiBot, you're such an idiot sometimes. Bio here comes in and they do get the kill on the Disruptor. So the Disruptor goes down. You see Blink on the way up at the moment from Hellraiser. +1 attack coming in, +2 armor. So the upgrades will continue as well. And I do really feel Hellraiser's putting himself into a better position now. Colossus on the field. I mean, just after that early game damage is always tough, but if you survive to get your splash damage up and you deal some good damage while getting it up and you trade as well as you've done, you look at the income, it has been very Cass favored, but Cass is the one that's lost so much more, so he needs a better income anyways. I guess 67 workers is still a big favor for Cass because he has the mules as well, so Hellraiser could do with a few more workers overall. He starts up a 4th Nexus now. And he's heading in the right direction. He's fixing things based on the very early aggressive game that went the way of Cass. Archon morphing in is around the top left-hand side. There's a Warp Prism of Hellraiser. Let's see what's going to happen. Sam drops down. Cass sees those probes, long distance mining. Sees the 4th base in general, which is, again, a good little bit of info for him. He's very heavy on these tanks. T2 about to finish up with a Ghost as well. Interesting though. Just a single Ghost at the moment. We'll see how many of those he's going to bring into play. I like the addition of a few more Disruptors into the composition here of Hellraiser. When you get to 3 or 4 Colossus, it's that kind of number which is very good already. And adding more Colossus doesn't usually do so much more because it's just so easy to counter with the same number of Vikings because you're one-shotting the Colossus anyways. But if you add in some Disruptors, they can do so much in terms of just pushing that bio army backwards and to just keep it away from the, from your own army. So I like it from Hellraiser. I feel like he's setting up nicely here. Obviously, one thing that he's missing is the potential of a, I guess the potential of like a, of Storm or whatever. Going into a Dark Shrine at the moment. Yeah, just missing Storm, but I mean, again, with Disruptors and Colossus, it's not like he has no splash damage, so he does have options here. Zealots run in towards what is about to be finishing up as a Planetary Fortress, so they will be picked off in just a few moments' time. At the same time, Cass is pushing down this left-hand side, and he's going to find himself right on top of this 4th base already, so will we be seeing our Pros player fighting into this? I mean, the tank siege up, the Vikings come in, the EMPs are very good. I don't think Hellraiser should fight here at all. Disruptor shots coming forward will connect on a couple of units to begin with, as we're going to be seeing the Colossus going down. We're going to be seeing the Bioforces continue to fight against those Zealots. They will continue to drop, but it feels like the Pros are starting to clean this up. Perhaps the Vikings land. There's a little bit of bio left. The Zealots are pulling backwards. Hellraiser here is going to try and come back into this. He's got a couple of Disruptors are ready to go. And, well, Cass splits very well against Disruptor number 1. Now the Zealots go down. And actually, both of these Disruptors are going down as well. Wow, Cass does just break through there in the end. It looked to be neck and neck in that fight. GG's. Grim, the music is because we are not allowed to play copyrighted music on Twitch anymore. They're really cracking down on it. It's becoming a much bigger issue. So I literally have like 2 copyright-free playlists, and one of them is titled Indie, and it's this, and it's got some good songs, but it's also got some songs like that. Trust me, this is not the sort of music I want to listen to in any way, shape, or form. And the other non-copyright-free playlist I have is also okay. It's like EDM, but it also has a lot of very typical like EDM music where it's like beep boop, this is dubstep, and like it just goes off on one. And so like I kind of switch between them, and you know, sometimes you start a song, you're like, okay, this one sounds okay, and then it turns into it's just too late. So I mean, you can hate all you want. It's literally just I can't do anything about music anymore. Like, I'm really sad about it. I don't have as good a time anymore streaming because I literally love listening to the music in the breaks. You won't hear me singing anymore because I literally don't know any of these songs. So yeah. Bottom right is Cass. Top left is Hellraiser. Regular Monster Cat. I don't want to play Monster Cat. Everyone plays Monster Cat. Some Monster Cat's okay. Some of it again just is not. It's not okay. It's just not. I don't know. Monster Cat's okay. I don't want to pay for the Monster Cat license. Or did they get rid of that now? They probably got rid of that now. I don't know. I just feel like everyone plays Monster Cat. You know? Wonder how it works for any of the music games that people stream. It's a little bit different for music games, right? Because you're not actually streaming the... You're not necessarily streaming... Because the game has the license for the songs. And if the game has the license for the songs, and the game allows you to stream the game... Like, if the publishers allow you to stream the game, then they allow you to stream the songs, right? So, I guess it's licensed in that regard. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I would imagine it's something like the game developer of music games owns the license for the majority of songs, so... Beaver is going to get rid of this pylon here, which is not surprising. This barracks was just in the main base, although that's what Hellraiser didn't know. Hellraiser thought it was proxied somewhere out on the map. Command center dropping down in the main base as well, as we do see this single stalker backing away towards the upper left-hand side. So that single stalker backs away here. A couple of gateways just on the way down. Hellraiser just getting this set up. All good so far. Yeah, and here's Hellraiser just getting ready to deal with a proxy in his usual way, but this time Kaz wasn't actually proxying, he was just trying to fake it out. So with this expansion coming up, we're going into a nice little macro-focused mid-game at least. We'll see how the players take it in terms of their builds from here. I mean, 2 extra barracks though from Cass means that he's not really going to be able to apply that much pressure. You know, with a siege tank as well. I mean, maybe like a marine tank push. Usually with 2 extra racks though, you're waiting for stim combat shields, and so you're really kind of building up into a larger bio army first before you really commit to anything, because you're waiting for those upgrades anyways. On the top left-hand side, Hellraiser has the Robo and a 3 extra gates. So actually, I mean, Hellraiser will have Prism Aggression here. We'll see if that's something which Cass can deal with effectively as this Reaper pulls back around to the other side. Orbital Command on the way up on the natural here, as we do see a few units just coming forwards from Hellraiser. Tech Lab dropping down on the barracks, and Starport dropping down here as well. These two Tech Labs finishing up on the racks. Combat shields and Stimpack getting started, of course, as expected. And he's going to be able to knock down those rocks in the low ground, as we do see the Warp Prism. He is just coming across through the top side, through the bottom side. Didn't actually pick up those initial units, which I really thought was going to be the case. I really thought Hellraiser was going to move quite aggressively across the map. I mean, 2 more gates sort of maybe suggest that. 3 more gates really suggest that with the Twilight Council, but I mean, it takes a while for a Twilight Council upgrade to finish, unless he goes... I mean, he's going 7 gates in charge, so maybe he does just go for a Templar Archives 2 for Archons or a Dark Shrine. But kind of go with this, otherwise, I mean, you're literally just building an 8-gate charge of 2 bases with no real backup. I mean, Mass Zealot isn't that good. At least I don't think it is. I guess we'll see very soon if this will work out or not. Do you see the single Reaper of Chaos moving around? On the far right hand side, the Observer coming over as well, going to be checking out as it goes into the natural expansion and just trying to keep track of what's coming in from Cask, keep track of the marine count, etc. I kind of feel like charge first against this is, with so many marines, I kind of think I prefer Blink first, because the Blink stores can be on the map and they can be picking up some marines as they try and push across. With the charge first, it kind of puts you in that weird position where charge is very good, don't get me wrong, charge is amazing against aggressive attacks, but you need the right number of zealots. I mean, I guess it's never going to get to that point because he's going to get aggressive himself, but I mean, Stimpack's only 30 seconds away, so Hellraiser has to make something happen now, if ever. Dark Shrine coming down behind this too, so he will try and get a bit of a different setup to follow this up as well. Warp Prism moves in towards the main base right here. Couple Marines on the way out from the racks. Zealots drop down, 3 more Zealots being warped in. And you do see Marines and the Marauder are going to be in some trouble. So another couple Marines being chased away, some extra Zealots warping in as well. They're going to start running on in towards some of these other units. Woodermine goes off and splashes onto the bio just a little bit. The units are going to try and press the front, where Cat still does have some units left behind. Zealot these initial Zealots pretty effectively. First bunker goes down, the Widowmine helps a lot, so does that siege tank really, and I mean, a good defense by Cass. Hellraiser gets 6 SCVs, and you need so much more, considering the fact he doesn't have a third base or any sort of follow-up to this. He's literally on charge lots. It's not where you want to be right now. It's not where you want to be right now. Warp Prism still sat down to the bottom side then, as we see these 4 Stalkers from Hellraiser heading towards the upper left. Another Stalker coming in as well. A couple of Marines and Marauders chasing it. Concussive Shells is here, and that is a Concussive Stalker, and it goes down. Again, no blink available at the moment. DTs are ready though. They're not warped in just yet, but I imagine you'll warp some in with this Warp Prism play now. And there we go, 2 DTs. They'll want to try and spread out a little bit to minimize the potential, stop themselves being caught in one single scan. Cass is going to know about these DTs in a moment. Let's see how much is done. I mean, honestly, the scan's available, so they shouldn't be able to do that much. Warp Prism isn't really close enough to pick up the DTs either, so really, not that much of an issue at all. Gets a siege tank here. He's going to go for this turret, but again, there's scans available. Warp Prism is low and gets pushed away. I mean, that turret got picked off there, but he just builds another one, and now Prism can't warp anything in, so there's actually no threat for a few moments from Cass from Hellraiser anyway. So Cass, probably feeling pretty good. He cancels that missile turret, and then he builds it for the 3rd time. I'm not sure why he cancelled it there. As the Warp Prism will get away here with the recall, if only just 3 hit points. Wow, 1 hit away from death. Again, it's tough right now. Hellraiser has a setup here where, I mean, he just has 2 bases. He was only on 2 gases all this time. He's only just now taking extra gas, which will enable him to go into extra tech. Meanwhile, Cass has a good few bio units. I'm going to start stimming up this right side here, and, well, they're not really going to find very much to begin with. A Warp Prism coming all the way through the top side of the map. Cass going straight into Ghost Academy. I mean, against a gateway heavy set of units like what he's playing against, it also makes sense. Couple of probes being picked away at as you see these Stalkers coming in. They're going to be able to grab this Liberator. So, Liberator doesn't do that much here. Prism comes all the way over into the main and sets up in towards 8 Zealots. Again, the Bio's going to start getting ready to press forwards here and just try to push the rest of this army back. Here comes the other bio units up from the natural expansion. Bio kiting away a little bit. Zealot gets picked off. A couple of Zealots going to get picked off. And back down to the low ground, going to see a lot of damage being done. I mean, in terms of just Zealots dying, Hellraiser not doing anything. Cass's defense is very good. I mean, obviously Cass knows he's ahead in the game. He knows he had a good defense early, and because of that, he's just been very safe, leaving units at home, etc. Because as long as he doesn't take further damage, he will know that eventually he has a push that's going to be very, very difficult for Hellraiser to stop. And what is Hellraiser going to do about a push across the map here? Not really all that much, honestly. Alright, so all of this bio gathers together as another refinery finishes over on the natural. Wheels will drop down, missile turrets getting set up as well. Prism all the way off to the top right hand side. We'll see the bio from Cass going to stim over. He's looking for that prism. He doesn't know where it is, and he won't find it, but a nice idea. Just checking to see if it's on its way back in. Observer obviously saw that army moving up there though, so he moved the prism away. And some nice map control from Hellraiser. Cass has been pretty on point with picking off these observers today, but that is one which is going to just about escape his vision. Liberators do find the prism though, so he's going to shut that down, and now suddenly the one thing that Hellraiser has to keep Cass at home is no longer going to keep Cass at home. So now it's all about this push. I mean, those few Zealots across are really going to do nothing. They die almost instantly, and so Cass is going to push up here, and this is going to be tough. Goes sleeping the charge. EMP drops on towards the Immortals. Dodges away pretty okay from the Disruptor. I mean, Disruptors are a decent idea in terms of what you should go into at this stage, because you kind of need some miracle connections, and, you know, just trying to build Colossus or something is just not going to happen. So this is, it's again, a nice try from Hellraiser, but he was too far behind from the initial build. DT right now is doing quite a lot of damage, but nice lift up as well against the Disruptor, and just drops straight back down on top of it. Yeah, I mean, perfect way to deal with that. Cass takes the game and the series 2-1.